Hi all, my name is Tom Beckingham for those that don't know me. Today I want to take the chance to talk about something I'm really passionate about, and that is the Ten Commandments. Now for those that do know me, maybe you're a little bit surprised because hey, Tom, don't you always talk about the Father's heart, the Father's love? What then do the Ten Commandments have to do with the Father's heart? That's a really good question, and one that I would love to talk about because there really is a lot about the Ten Commandments that reveals who God is. So let me just start with a few points today and then I'll come back with another clip or two. Just to set the scene, it's always important to look at the big picture. And one thing that has been happening from the beginning of time is that we, the Father's children, have lost sight of who He is. And over again, He reveals Himself to us. There are so many times in the scriptures where He reveals Himself and His people get Him wrong. Even when He comes in His fullness in Jesus, we got Him wrong. So I think it's good to look at the Ten Commandments with fresh eyes and see what did we miss? What can we see there about God and the Father's heart? So the first point is the Ten Commandments, the words, aren't even in the Bible. Yes, the Ten Commandments are in there, but there is no phrase, the Ten Commandments. Where did that come from? Well, the Ten Commandments that we've translated into English, the phrase, actually comes from Hebrew, and I'm going to probably murder the pronunciation, but it is something like Eseret Dibrot, which means 10 sayings or 10 words. The Jewish people referred to them as this, as Eseret Dibrot, and they understand them to be 10 sayings, 10 words. Could be translated as 10 statements or 10 declarations. Even in Greek, they were referred to as the Decalogue, which means 10 words. Yet, we translated them as 10 commandments, which, yes, they are commands, but they are so much more. They really are more than commands because they reveal to us who God is. Like I said, from the beginning of time, God's been revealing Himself to us, yet, just like in the garden when we were kicked out, we misinterpreted His act of loving kindness. Even in the Ten Commands, we might have missed something. It's also important to look at the context in which the 10 commands were given, or the 10 words or 10 sayings. The Jewish people had been in exile for 400 years, and then the Almighty rescues them. God Almighty saves them from 400 years of slavery in Egypt. Now, it's important to think about the influence that Egypt had on the Israelites. You might have even heard the saying that you could take the Israelites out of Egypt, but you can't take the Egypt out of the Israelites. Well, to some extent that is true because they had been massively influenced by the Egyptian understanding of God or gods. Because even if we look at Exodus 15 verse 11, who is like you, Yahweh, among the Elim? Who is like you, O Adonai, among the mighty? Elim meaning gods with an S. For the Jewish people at that time, there were many gods. Yes, the most powerful had saved them, the Almighty had rescued them, but there were many gods because they had seen them. They had heard stories about them. They had seen the idols. They had seen the plagues that they sent, or the things that they had done, or the blessings that they had given. But they were very limited in their scope, yet each one was not friendly, was not nice. If you were to apply the Egyptian understanding of gods to Yahweh, you would be gravely misinformed of who God really is. And see, this is what happens. 39 days after they've been exiled, God speaks from the heavens with a thunderous voice from the clouds, and his people freak out. Of course they freak out. If God is anything like the Egyptian gods, if Yahweh is like them, and he is this powerful, then we have reason to fear. But God, our Father, has been longing to bring his children back to him. I believe it would pain him that even for him to speak to us would send us in the other direction. And this is what's happening. And they send Moses up the mount to receive the 10 words. And he does. But what do those 10 words reveal about God? What do these 10 words reveal about the Father's heart? About a Father who longs to bring his children close rather than send them away. I want to stop here and just give you a chance to look at the 10 words or the 10 commandments and see, what is it there? What's hidden there that shows you who God is? What do those 10 commandments reveal to you about his nature? Maybe think about when he says later on in the scriptures, be holy as I am holy. Maybe here in the 10 words, he's saying, be like me in these 10 things, as I am these 10 things. Be my children, just like your dad. So I want to pause here, and I'll get back to you after you had some time to think about it, and we'll dive in a bit deeper, because there really is so much more about the 10 commandments that I love, that speak to me about the Father's heart for us. So thanks for tuning in, and until next time, bye.